I was planning on keeping my urgent care job actually, but a couple of things happened. First of all, I found I didn't really have the time, even working, I was only working 30 hours a week. I didn't really have the time that I needed and to be available and to sort of start working on things. But the other thing is I was having some health issues. The urgent care wasn't really willing to make accommodations. And I just, you know what, this is like, I can't put myself at risk and I need to just dive into this DPC thing that I had already started.
Yeah.
So that's, but like, we're digging into our savings.
Yeah.
I can't stay like this forever.
Today, my guest is Dr. Joanne BELTRE, and she is the owner and founder of WanderCARE Pediatrics in Massachusetts. So she is a pediatric direct primary care doctor, which is unusual, but growing. And I'm so excited to see that. Take it away, Dr. Joanne. Tell us how you got into DPC and all about your DPC and what you're doing outside of it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had an interesting road in my practice of medicine, actually. When I went to medical school, I had a National Health Service Corps scholarship. So I had agreed to serve the underserved in a primary care field. And I remember when I had been offered this scholarship, I was pretty sure I wanted to do pediatrics, but there was a part of me that was like, I don't know, I really love emergency medicine. And I remember having a conversation with my dad and him saying, like, you need to take this scholarship. Like, it's so much money. And like, I came from not a lot of money at all and really went to college anyway, on loans. And, so he really encouraged me. He's like, you can always change. And so this will become important later when I tell you sort of what my career has been. But so I did that. So I took the scholarship. I trained in pediatrics at UConn. And after that, I took a job at the county health department in Tampa, Florida. And I loved that job in a lot of ways. I spoke Spanish like all day, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I love my patients. They were very compliant. They were very they wanted their vaccines because a lot of them had come from Mexico and the Caribbean and Central America, and they had seen the diseases that we don't see. It was great. But it wasn't truly a career, and I really did not like Florida. I'm a New Englander, and I missed home. So when I finished that obligation, I spent 4 years down there. I moved home to New Hampshire, and I joined the pediatric practice that I grew up in as a patient.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it was amazing. And when I took that job, I really thought that would be my last job, like for the rest of my career. I liked it a lot. I was there 6 years, and the community I live in here in southern New Hampshire it's mostly fairly affluent community. And what happened over the years in my practice there, it just became more and more and more mental health as the years went by. And I had this moment that I just was like, I don't feel like a doctor anymore. And it's not that I minded treating those things. I don't. It was just so much of what I was doing that I was sort of missing all the procedures and all the sort of sick visits and everything else. So I sort of just took this wild risk and actually left practice and went to an urgent care center. And actually the lifestyle was really good. My kids were young at the time, and it allowed me to have complete days off and only work 3 days a week. Feel like I wasn't missing a lot. And I loved the medicine. So it was fun. Right away, I was like, I was doing laceration repair and doing all the procedures. And the hours were great. I wasn't working nights anymore because in my peds job, we were covering the hospital, going to deliveries. And yeah, it was hard. And I was getting older, and it was just really hard to be up all night, as everybody knows who's probably listening to this podcast. So I have opened this practice, kind of throwing everything against the wall and seeing what sticks, right? It's difficult here because I'm not in a big city. I'm in, a fairly not populous area. We have small towns around here that are like 5,000 or 6,000 people. And I also didn't have a panel of patients because I came from urgent care. So it's been a struggle actually to recruit patients, but I basically said, like, I'll do pediatric primary care. I'll do urgent care for everybody. I've been doing it for 10 years, and we'll see what people want, So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Oh, I did want to work with you on that, but before that, tell us more. You also do travel medicine?
Yes.
And so that's like you have a travel medicine clinic almost, and then you also do mission trips?
Yes, so I did a lot of mission trips back in the day. I've been, I think, I think I'm at like 13 or 14 mission trips that I've done. And since 2016, I think I've been leading them. So yeah, so I've been all over. And because of that, I have a lot of experience in tropical medicine. And so this has been a joy of mine forever.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I do offer travel medicine, basically consultations that I usually do over virtual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Yeah, and
then,
it's hard to find around, and it's
yeah.
like people charge a lot of money, so I try to, I try to price it in a way that people can afford it because they're also paying for their vaccines and everything. It gets really expensive.
That was my next question is the vaccines, do they go to health department or pharmacy? How do they get those? Or do you
No,
have
I
them?
can get everything they
Really?
need except for yellow fever, and then the local Walgreens are now doing yellow fever. There was a while that it was like back ordered. You couldn't
Uh-huh.
get it. You had to go way up north to the top of the state to get it. But now I think that's getting a little bit better. So they can get it from certain Walgreens now.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
you do vaccines in your practice.
I am going to be doing vaccines. I'm trying to figure that out with the state, right? It's been a real challenge in the state. We do have VFs. It's not a financial issue, but the state is very particular about, having you transport them. And I do a lot of home visits. And so I'm trying to work with the state right now to figure out how I can do it. And I'm actually working with another DPC pediatrician who's willing to allow me to pick up from her office and get, take the vaccine to my patients before I have, because I don't have enough patients right now, to make it sort of worthwhile to
Sure.
like invest in a refrigerator and everything.
Right, right. So there's another DPC pediatrician near you?
Yes, yeah, there's actually two that I know of in the state. There's one over in Portsmouth and there's one in Concord.
That's one of the great things about being a DPC doctor is, you meet so many new people just through that. So,
Yeah, because your practice is so small, like nobody feels like you're stepping on their toes,
right,
It's like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's shift into talking about what you mentioned was kind of a hard thing for you is getting patients. Now, these other DPCs, again, how far away are they? The DPC PEDS practices.
The one in Concord's probably 45 minutes and the one in Portsmouth is half an hour.
So they're not that far away.
No, they're not that far away, but yeah, people don't want to drive, around here, people don't want to drive more than half an hour to get to their doctor.
And where they are, I'm not real familiar with the geography. So are those
Yeah,
big
bigger cities.
cities? Okay.
Yeah, bigger
Are
cities.
there, you mentioned there's another DPC practice, your friend, and then is she doing full spectrum family? Does she have pediatric patients?
I think she does two and up, but she says she doesn't have that many. So she came with a panel, so she actually had a lot of patients that she like was able to close almost as soon as she started her
Oh,
practice, which is
wow.
lovely.
Wow.
Yeah, but she brought a lot of people with her.
Okay. All right.
She was telling me that she sees two and up, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The number one question I hear when people find out about my practice is like, do you take my insurance? And then you have to go into the whole explanation. And like, I almost am seeing that people don't truly understand the value of having a DPC doc until they experience it for
Mm.
themselves, So it's like, there's like an educational hurdle that I'm facing right now.
Yeah.
Is that people are like, well, why would I pay for that? And I'm
Sure.
sure I'm not alone, but unlike a lot of areas in the country, here where I am, it's not super well known yet.
Yeah. And that's a hurdle pretty much most places. Even if there are a lot of DPC doctors in an area, there's still a lot of people who don't understand or don't know about it either. So that's one of the hard parts about it. Okay, so what has worked so far to get you patients?
The most people that I've had have been word of mouth.
Okay.
So either people who met me
Mm-hmm.
or people who knew me before or people who met someone who knows me.
Okay.
So yeah, and I feel like I'm doing all the things,
Mm-hmm.
which I may not be doing them to their maximum effect, but like I've been using social media, just regular posting as well as paid meta ads. I just joined within the last couple of weeks our local chamber of commerce, and I've been going to their networking events, and like by and large, people seem really excited about what I'm doing. It's like I feel like universally people are like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Let me have your card. But like I'm not seeing, the calls or anything come in. So I'm missing this little bit. It's a little bit frustrating, but it's also scary. I was planning on keeping my urgent care job actually, but a couple of things happened. First of all, I found I didn't really have the time. Even working, I was only working 30 hours a week. I didn't really have the time that I needed and to be available and to sort of start working on things. But the other thing is I was having some health issues. The urgent care wasn't really willing to make accommodations. And I just decided, like, you know what, this is like I can't put myself at risk, and I need to just dive into to this DPC thing that I had already started.
Yeah.
So that's, but it's like, we're digging into our savings.
Yeah.
I can't stay like this forever.
Sure.
Like,
It's hard when you have kind of two jobs. Like if you can't really focus on one. And even though the other job does pay the bills, but it's also hard to build the new one, when you're working in the other one. So it may still be to your benefit. It's just, yeah, we got to get things moving. Who's your ideal patient? Do you have one patient now that you're like, I love this kind of patient, I wish I had more of them? What is that patient and family like?
I've been really excited about families signing on for urgent care. I made my memberships really flexible, so I have both primary care and urgent care options. So it's like I had this family sign on, and they have 2 kids and the 2 parents. She runs a school, and she has a lot of pre-existing health issues that need a lot of care. And, she felt like for herself, it would make a lot of sense for me to be able to just come to her if she was sick and check her out, see how we can sort of get things moving in the right direction. And so they signed on for basically family urgent care membership. I don't pressure people to change to me for their PCP, because actually I love urgent care. And it's like, if they want to see me as a pediatrician, great. And if they don't, that's great too. I'm happy to see them all. So that was like, for me, the ideal situation. It's like, okay, anytime any of the family is sick. And also she's a business owner. So she was like, hey, you know what? When my staff gets sick this winter, like, I wonder if we could, have some sort of business relationship where you can come and see them, because they leave and go to urgent care and spend 4 hours away from the job. If you come, they don't even barely have to leave work, except to get seen. And then we talked about the kids in the school. A lot of their parents like drop them off and go to Boston to work. And so that too, when those kids get sick, and so we're working on some consent and that sort of thing, so that we can maybe have the kids seen at the school. So that type of relationship, it's like, that's what this is. This is a small community. And like, that's what I want to be known for. I want to be like, hey, you know what? My doctor comes to me. And it's good for everybody. It's good for me. It's good for them. So though, I think that's probably, if I say, like, that's probably sort of my favorite situation.
So what I'm hearing is you like, obviously, the flexibility. And let me just make sure I understand. So you are seeing adults and kids?
For urgent care. I don't do adult primary care. I'm not trained for that.
Got it.
But I'll see kids for primary care as well.
Sure. All right. So that is a little confusing.
Yeah, I know.
And that might be part of the issue, is when you're trying to get new patients, clear is always better. And that's so I understand DPC already. And listening to this, I'm like, wait, what? Huh? So I don't know. You may have to think about somehow just making it even clearer.
Okay.
So that's kind of like 4 or 6 different lines of ways that people can enter your practice, which is awesome, but also confusing. And when people are confused, they're just like, no. So there's like something like saying like a confused mind doesn't buy, or something like that. So that might be part of it. And maybe if your family or friends who you can bounce ideas off of, maybe say, okay, this is how this works. This is what I have. Is that clear? Do you understand how that, I mean, just to kind of see, and maybe they can help you figure out, yeah, that part is clear, but I don't understand this. But I think maybe that might be part of the issue.
Okay.
And it's all wonderful. And I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to serve a lot of people.
Exactly.
But the problem is when you try to serve so many people, like, no one really feels like you're talking to them specifically. So that's why I asked about who's your ideal. Who's your ideal? And it sounds like, I mean, you really love the urgent care.
Yeah, I do. And I spent 10 years hearing the complaints about the waiting rooms and the wait, and then seeing a provider who doesn't know
Yeah.
you. And it's not, there's a better way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know?
I'm just thinking about because urgent care is so different from regular
Hmm.
primary care. So how do you merge that?
It's true because I
Yeah.
am a pediatrician and I did that for 10 years and then I did urgent care for 10 years. And it's like there were so many patients, kids and adults, while I was in urgent care, was like, do you have a practice? Like, we want to see you as our doctor, you know? And it's like, so that's why I wanted to do both, is I wanted to give people a chance to, like, if I see you for urgent care and you like me, you're going to want to bring your kids to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not a big city,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I'm trying to see what people want.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear you. It's a very good point.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm thinking of is like what about when you have 200 patients in the middle of winter? How are you going to
Yeah.
handle that? If you're
Yeah.
doing home visits and going to work, like how, your schedule, I see you want to be able to manage it. And that sounds like a tricky schedule.
Yeah. I have office space too,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, so like the whole idea of WanderCare was flexibility. If you have a reason, like I have a patient who has Fragile X and is very medical traumatized, and so he can't actually go into a medical setting. So it's like to have someone that comes to him, like otherwise he wouldn't be getting any care. The whole idea was to have that flexibility built into it. So if someone calls for urgent care and like it's something that could be done over telemedicine, then we do it that way. If or I have 20 home visits or whatever. So yes, I hear you, and but the idea was to sort of have that flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just DPC in general, yeah, it's flexible. The other thing about
Mm-hmm.
flexibility is you want to be flexible, but you also have to think about your time and your boundaries, and you don't want to give so much of yourself that you end up just running yourself into the ground.
Yeah,
And so I always
of
tell people
course.
to think about future. That's why I'm asking about what about when you have 200 and it's like January? What
Right.
are you going to do? Because if people are so used to being like, hey, I'm sick, can you come see me today? And you're there in an hour, but then in the middle of January, you can't get to them,
Right.
then what they expect is you're here in an hour, but in January you just can't. There's only one of you,
Right.
you know? So,
Right.
hmm. Yeah, it's a really interesting situation. But yeah, definitely I think clarifying who do you want to see? Who's your best? Because
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like you also like the medically fragile patient, like your Fragile X child that you see. You go to their house because they can't.
Right.
And that's a whole nother situation. I think if you wanted to just see patients like that, because even though it's a small community, they're out there, right?
Mm.
And even your other DPC colleagues that are 45 minutes or half an hour away, if you're willing to go that far, because if they're brick and mortar and they don't want to do that, you
Right.
can.
Right.
So I think the focus, trying to figure that out. If you do something
Mm-hmm.
like that, where it's just a fragile, like medically fragile children, and in a big city, you may find more, I don't than where you
Mm-hmm.
are, but they're everywhere. Those parents are going to value your service so much. They will pay
Mm-hmm.
whatever they need to because they
Mm-hmm.
want to protect their child, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't need as many patients if you
Right.
have a much higher price point. But you know it's
Right.
going to be higher. And that way your
Right. It's gonna be
service,
more
yeah, it's going to
complex
be.
than yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's another way to look at it is if that's really where you really want to see patients. And then I wouldn't say it's simpler, but it focuses what you're doing. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another potential way that you could go. I think that yeah, just trying to figure out and focus it's really important because the clarity it's much more helpful. And what you could
Hmm.
do and what you're trying to do is figure out what people want. So one way, I know you said you are doing some ads. One way is to do some ads but target them to specific populations. Just
Okay.
by the
Yeah.
way you word your ad, just because of the message, like the creatives and the copy. So, one thing that's really helpful is to actually do, well, it's a little hard when you're doing advertising for healthcare because Meta's rules are really specific. They don't want you, like, you can't be like, hey, are you tired of those wrinkles on your face? Like, that will never. You can't do that. They won't let you. They don't want you to put anything on there that's going to make someone feel bad about themselves. So I was thinking, like, okay, so what's up? You have to be very positive when you put these ads
Mm-hmm.
out. You have to say something like, do you want to keep your child healthy if you have a medically fragile child?
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines. So having a whole set, like a whole campaign of ads for that,
Mm-hmm.
see what kind of response you get. But then you can also
Mm-hmm.
have a set of ads if you still want to try and focus on kind of an urgent care type
Mm-hmm.
picture. It's almost, in a way, it's like focus groups without an actual focus group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just kind of getting kind of the temperature for what people want. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, you want to serve what people want, but then you also need to figure out really what do you want? What do you really, really, really want? Because yeah,
Yeah.
you want to do many, many different things, but it's hard. It muddies the waters, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I think would help. And it does sound like you're doing a lot of the things that you need to do, like word of mouth. That's always help. I mean, that's the best
Mm-hmm.
way. That's the best way. Do you ask your current
Yeah.
patients for referrals?
No, I haven't.
It's hard to ask, but that's the best thing. And do you ask them for reviews? Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely you want to
Yep.
get reviews.
Yeah, and I built my own website. I learned all about SEO. I've noticed that actually the one thing that's helped is writing a weekly blog.
I did see that. Yeah.
Because when I do that, it like lumps me up with like if you're searching for a pediatrician near me, I actually started showing up when I started doing that. And I
Mm-hmm.
was doing all the other things and it wasn't making a difference. So I was like, oh, okay, I got to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that too.
I had looked at your website and I was like, oh, I took notes. I did say blog.
Nice.
Yeah, so the blog, that is great. That is a really good thing, and that is good for your SEO. SEO is most of the time kind of like a long game. You're
Yeah.
not going to see it immediately. You will see it eventually, but the blog is really good. I'm sure that's really helping you kind of come
Well,
up.
and what I do is the social media moms groups where you're not allowed to like advertise your business and I see what they're talking
Yeah.
about. When I'm like, oh, you all are talking about potty training. I'm gonna write a blog. Like it's easy for me to write a
Mm-hmm.
blog and like, or people are talking about flu and people are talking about whatever. So I go in there and I'm like, all right, let's write about this. This seems timely.
Yeah.
So
Do you?
and I am
Mhm.
starting to see it already,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Good.
I've had a couple of like meet and greet calls
Uh-huh.
with people who are like, oh, I was like, how did you find me? Like, oh, I just Googled pediatrician near me. And I'm like, oh, so the first time you hear that, you're like,
Yay,
yay,
it worked.
like it actually works.
All that work is paying off.
It is a
Yes.
lot of work though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. So on those groups, I don't know if how the rules are for those particular groups, but a lot of times the groups you cannot advertise yourself, just put a post and be like, "Hey, I'm a pediatrician." Da, da, da. But
Right.
if somebody asks a question,
Yes.
do you do that? Do you answer, "Hey, I'm
Yes.
a
I
local peds."
literally do that every
Good.
time. If I catch it, I'm like there was one day that they were having trouble getting into the local peds practice and I know the practice switched their EMR. I know what was going on and I was like, hey, I'm available all day. Text me. Nobody did. So I was like, maybe they were trying to get their meds refilled or something that wasn't urgent care ask. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I try to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if there's some kind of question, I mean, you don't want to give medical advice, but you can kind of just make some kind of comment, educational comment, not giving advice, and just say, yeah, if you wanted to talk about it more, you can call or look at my
Yep.
blog or something like that. Just but every time trying to redirect them either to your website or your socials or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So then I did not look at your social media posting. What are you doing there?
So when I do a blog, I will do a like Insta post
Okay.
which says new blog, link it back to the blog. Other times I've done like ads, like I do ear piercing and I've actually had a lot of people because they can't find anywhere to pierce their babies. So like I did a post for that. I've actually used it a couple times because it seemed to be like a really popular
Mm-hmm.
thing. I figure it at least gets them into my office. And what else? Yeah, I've like I said, it's just linking them back when I do the blog. I'm trying to think of what else I've done. I haven't done a lot of like just generic posting, but I probably should. Oh, I'm sponsoring this pediatric panel in a couple of weeks here. A PT group is actually hosting it. So they put together all the posts. So I've been actually resharing those, of course, because I'm sponsoring. I'm going to have a table at the event. And so, yeah, I'm doing that. And like I said, I joined the chamber. So, like, when they post stuff about me, I try to repost that.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often are you posting?
Probably once a week.
And
Yeah.
are you on Instagram or Facebook?
Both.
Both. Are you on any
Mm-hmm.
more or just those two?
I am on YouTube and TikTok, but I haven't used them.
Okay. So social, again, is organic social's good. It'll get you there. It's slower. The ads are faster. So
Yeah, and I like that can like target the actual like zip codes and yeah,
yes,
because
good.
around here, if it's really far away, it doesn't make sense to be paying for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So you're not just boosting posts because that's not really helpful.
Boosting posts is not
No.
helpful. Oh, I have been boosting. Okay, so then how do I,
So,
okay,
yeah, because the boosting
I didn't know
posts,
that.
all it does is it just pushes it out to more people. It doesn't necessarily push it to people that you want to see it.
Oh, okay. So when I actually make an ad and select the population, that's the better way.
Correct.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
that is better.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So boosting posts, it's easier, but it it doesn't really help.
Yep.
It doesn't really help.
Okay. I think I did get those confused
Yeah, yeah, the boosting, I mean, it's just so easy to because it's always, do you want to boost this? Well, yes, I do.
every time.
Yes, I do. Take my money, Mark Zuckerberg, please. But yeah, you have to do the more directed and that it's a little bit more confusing, but it's doable and that's kind of how I got into this whole thing like with the podcasting and everything is because I started out teaching people how to do that. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. If you wanted to talk more about it later, we can.
Yeah, because I have been confused about like the campaigns
Mhm.
versus just the ads. And I've tried to set it up and failed several times. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna mess this.
It's
It's
hard.
very complicated. And they try to have the little information, but it doesn't really
No.
explain it in a way that I can understand.
No. Yeah, it's hard and we our DPC we do aesthetics as well and so that's why I had to learn because aesthetics is completely
Oh.
different. You have to
And it's saturated.
no kidding.
Right? I mean, I live in a small area and there's tons of places
Yeah.
doing it. It's like, ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's hard.
So that's why and I did it for a couple of years just not very well and finally I was like, "Oh, I got to figure this out because this is not working." Yep.
Well, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one.
No. You are not. You are not.
I knew I was going to make mistakes along the way, so it's
It's
okay.
okay. It's all learning. It's all learning. But yeah, that's how I got into this podcast and a lot of other stuff. But yes, so ads are good. You just have to do them properly. And
Yeah.
you don't have to spend a ton of money. You
Yeah.
really don't. The thing is the messaging, it's the creatives and the copy and the messaging just has to be the right message so that people they really they see it and they're like, "Oh, that's me." They're talking
Mm.
to me. And that's why
Mhm.
picking your ideal client or your ideal patient is
Yeah.
so important because you want them
Okay.
to see your message, you want them to see that and see themselves in that situation and say, "Hey, oh yeah, that would be so much better."
Yeah.
Or they need to see the transformation for them.
Right.
A lot of times we talk about I've got all this experience and I went to such and such school and da 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 and it's great, but what they want to hear is what's in it for me? What do I get out of it?
Mhm.
How does this
Yeah.
help me? But yeah, the ads, we can totally work on that. It's really fast and if you get it right, it works. It really does, and you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Yeah.
The chamber is also excellent. Getting out
Mm-hmm.
there, networking, because you need to have referral sources. So the PTs are
Mm-hmm.
good. If there's any particular pediatric, either PTs or is there specifically like a pediatric hospital near you?
No.
How about in the big
But there are
cities?
pediatric PTs. There's a lot of doulas and like
Yes.
the OB
Mm-hmm.
practices. I'm trying to think of what else. I've been to a bunch of like networking events for women, and a lot of them are in fields that are dealing with moms who
Sure.
have little kids or are going to have little kids.
Right.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
When you go to these networking events, do you get their email addresses?
Yes.
And then what do you do with them?
I haven't done anything with them yet. I have a list from like I went to this moms in business one and I have a list and I wasn't really sure what to do with that yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's like gold.
Okay.
And yes, that's also part of I got into all of this. So there's a way, I have a way that you can create the email sequences because that part is just write these emails. What do I do? And how do I write these? Again, you think about the messaging, what's in it for you. But the idea is, and it's the same thing with the social media, is you just got to put yourself out there. They need to hear from you. They need to remember you.
Okay. Okay.
You've got you've got a gold mine, literally. You just
Yeah.
have to reach out to them.
So are we talking about like a newsletter?
Sure, emails, newsletters. You can send a sequence of emails just saying, hey, it was great to meet you at the blah, blah, blah event.
Mhm.
I wanted to introduce myself or tell you more about my practice. And then you do a whole sequence to warm up, warm them up, let them know more about you
Okay.
because they probably didn't get a chance to learn about you a whole like in
Right.
depth at a like a
Right.
quick networking thing.
Okay, that's
So
a great
you
suggestion.
can send sequences of emails that say, this is what I do. I do primary primary care for kids. I like seeing urgent needs or what just but each
Hmm.
email so you can send it out every day or you can send them out every 2 or 3 days, whatever you
Hmm.
want. But the idea is to keep you in mind, like top of mind, so
Right.
that they know. And even if they don't need you, maybe someone they know needs you.
Right.
And so in those emails, you can set up a sequence. One day you talk about one thing. One day, oh, I do travel medicine too. I did such and such mission trips, learned a lot about travel medicine. I can make it really easy if you're going to some place where you need vaccines and can't find somebody to help you with that, I can help you with that.
Okay. That's great.
And then the next one would be like, I do urgent care. I come to your house. And then the
Right.
next one can be so you have a whole sequence, but in each one, you also want to say, well, you want to have some sort of call to action. Call me,
Hmm.
share this with a friend, look at my blog, go to my website, something in each one. Don't
Yep.
put a whole bunch in one because then it gets
Right.
confusing again. Just one per. So
Okay.
each email can have one topic. And then you can do so that's completely separate from like a newsletter because newsletters usually it's like like a bunch of different little things. But you want
Yeah.
these direct emails to go to them and talk to them. So you can have a sequence and then at the end you can say at the last email, thanks for letting me tell you about my practice, da 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 da, call me if we can help.
Right.
And then later on, if you don't hear from them, you can do a reactivation campaign. You can
Yep.
just say, hey, I'm still out here. This is something new we're doing now. But
Makes sense.
yeah, so trying to get those emails is key. So when you're at the chamber, and even the chamber, they will give you the emails of people who are in the chamber. So you can send a sequence to them.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah, they just did a blast for me. They have
perfect.
like a mailing list of like 3,000 something.
Oh,
So I
wow.
put together, yeah, I put together, I get like a couple blasts per year with my chamber
Oh,
membership. So
great.
I put together,
Yeah.
a one page. It was literally 8.5 by 11, like very, here's what I
Yeah.
do, here's why.
Yeah.
And yeah, welcoming me basically to the chamber.
So were people able to reply to that email?
Yes, in fact, I did get an email from someone working at a spa who was like, "Hey, let's come meet. We can, I don't do aesthetics. I don't know what she's thinking, but I don't care." I'm like, "Great, I'll come meet you. Just let me." Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're just like, "Oh, it's been a couple of weeks since I've signed anyone up, and I'm starting to feel the crunch,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I get it.
So, and one thing I think I've done right is my overhead is really
That's
low, but it's
fantastic.
still not nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the EMR, I've got spruce, I've got my insurance policies. It's like bills got to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But the chamber, you can go through, I guess, the member directory and just pick out people like they're a good referral source. They might be somebody to
Yeah,
just
that's a good
directly
idea.
reach out, make a sequence just for chamber members. Say, hey, I'm new to the area or new business, just opened up. And then these sequences don't all have to be completely 100% different. You can just kind of rework them for different audiences. And then that
Okay.
way they hear from you. And again,
Right.
if they don't need you, odds are they probably do know someone who will.
Right. That's a great idea. And I think that's actually probably where I've fallen down or where I haven't followed through because I just didn't really think about it, honestly. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, no, it's something that again, you never had to do this.
never. I just showed up to the urgent care center and saw whoever
I
came
know,
in. I
right?
never
The
had to do
patients
it.
just came. How did they get there? I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's all
So,
new.
it's all new. It's all new. It's all learning. Yeah. And that's part of the thing is trying to get the word out about what is DPC. How does
Mm-hmm.
this work? So your socials, I think more consistency, posting more
Mm-hmm.
frequently would help. And yeah, it's just getting stuff out more regularly. And
Yep.
you'll see more engagement. The other thing is any of your patients, are they in those mom groups?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do
Mm-hmm.
they say, "Hey, you need to go see Dr. Beltry"?
Yes. In
Fantastic.
fact, yes. My friend I told you about that had her whole family because I actually had to go see her one morning last week. She put up this big post, and then someone else who actually isn't a patient of mine, but is a friend of mine, has a DPC doc. And she went on and posted this huge thing about DPC, and I was right there to be like, "Hey, guess what?" you know,
Nice.
I know I'm trying to catch all
Mm-hmm.
that, but
Yeah, so if anyone, because there's always, who's a good pediatrician? These posts like that.
mm-hmm.
Ask your ask your patients, hey, it would be really helpful because I need patients.
That's a really good idea.
So
Yeah.
just that has worked. There's a DPC pediatrician in our city, our town, small city. And he was having a hard time for a little bit, but that was one thing that really made things take off is his wife got
Mm-hmm.
on to these moms groups and then couple patients of his, every time someone said, I need a pediatrician or I can't get in my pediatrician, they'd be like, you need to go see Dr. Barrett.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah. And just ask them and really it's not a bad thing to ask because you need to impress on your patients like I need to succeed. Can you
Mm-hmm.
please help me? Because
Right.
I'm going to have to close my door. I mean, hopefully not. But, if I don't have patience, I can't continue to do this for you.
Right. That's right.
And then you can say the best way you can show me your thanks is by referring people.
Right. That's great.
There's a DPC doc in Georgia, Dr. Mehta. He every time he meets a new patient and basically like that, the best thanks that you can give me is sharing my card. He gives everyone a
Mm-hmm.
couple of cards before they leave.
That's a good idea too. Yep.
And asking for the reviews is important. So everybody that you
Mm-hmm.
see ask. And that's the thing is asking is so hard. It's so hard.
It is. And like you said, we're not used to doing that.
No, no. We're not used to talking about ourselves. We're not used to selling our, yeah,
Promoting. Yep.
promoting. You're just not used to it. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while to get used to, but yeah, so I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some
It does help. I
ideas.
got to go put together some email lists.
Yeah, and that's another thing is the posting and the emails they get very cumbersome and I mean literally it's like a whole nother job.
It is, but I have time right now. I mean, that's one thing I have.
Yeah, but there's ways to automate that. There's ways to automate posting. There's ways to, it's amazing. There really are a lot of systems and operations out there. I'll just plug my thing too.
Plug it. Go. You're allowed.
Yeah, it's my podcast. Yeah, so it's a whole system. It's called Harmony Ops, but it's based on Go High Level platform. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a
It's a
whole
what?
Go High Level platform.
Oh, I don't know what
So
that
it's
is.
a
Yeah.
CRM, so customer relations.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
know what that is.
Yeah, and so it's a whole system. So you can do your social media planning. If you sit down, take an afternoon, and put all your posts out for the next month, it'll automatically post them. There is AI capabilities. So if somebody messages you, your bot can respond with the answer that you would respond with.
Oh.
You can send out the email sequences and make them so that if somebody does reply and they're like, yes, I want to book, it'll take them out of the email sequence, send them to book.
Nice.
And then if they don't book, if they don't respond, it just keeps continuing them on the sequence.
That's great.
And then there's chat widgets for your website, answering your questions. Just like you said, you get that question a million times. Do you take my insurance? So it's nice to have that because that saves you time.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying the same thing over and over and over again. And then there is also voice AI to answer the phone and also answer those questions. So, yeah, it's a whole system. It's great. It's really good for people who are by themselves, solo, not able to hire someone yet, potentially.
Yeah. I don't know if I honestly ever want to hire someone. Like, oh, it would be great to be in the position.
Yeah. And that's,
but it's like right now for the foreseeable future, I'm happy to be solo, and do everything. Cause I love actually learning. All the stuff I had to learn to open the business was amazing, actually.
Yeah. I feel like that too. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, you must if you're running a CRM platform.
I think it's really interesting, and it's helpful for us. And part of my goal with the podcast is really to help other people who are in fee-for-service, particularly moms, because it's just a lot. In regular fee-for-service, get out and be able to do this.
Get out.
Be able to do this.
Yeah, and with everything happening in the world, I don't know how anyone is still doing primary care and fee-for-service. Like, I felt the squeeze 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, how it is now.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm in a lot of the groups on Facebook and the physician moms group, family medicine. I mean, every day it's just like people are like crying on there.
Well, and yes, and same thing with the peds one. And it's like, it's honestly, I now look at these posts and I'm like, what are we even doing? Why are we putting up with this stuff? It's like sometimes I see people post with like what's going on in their job and I'm like, why are we doing this? It's crazy. It's not working for us. It's not working for our patients. So, but I mean, that's what happens. You shift to the other world and you're like, you see things differently, but it's like, it breaks my heart every time to see what people are putting up with.
It's really, I know it's sad. It's really sad. Yeah. So anyway, was there anything else I can help you with?
No, I really appreciate it. You gave me a lot of great suggestions and I'm so happy I came on and I hope that, I was helpful too in some way to someone else.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I appreciate it because it is hard to be vulnerable like that and just be like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this, but no one knows. None of us knew this.
No, we're all learners here. So
Yep, definitely. Well, great. Thank you so much. And then let's see. Just to reiterate, your WanderCARE. So I keep saying it. I keep saying Wander. It's WANDER because
like wandering around, going out into my community and
It's perfect. It's perfect. And then traveling.
Thank you.
It's great. It has so many meanings. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can look up my project, Harmony Ops.
I'm going to. Yes.
Harmony Ops Health. There's another Harmony Ops out there. Somebody stole the domain before I got to it.
Oh, no. Harmony Ops Health, you said.
HarmonyOpsHealth.com.
Got it. All right. I will check it out.
Yeah. And so it's something that I keep reworking about how do I want to do this. And I think I finally have it down. Again.
Awesome.
We change things all the time, but so
flexibility is key.
It is flexibility. So I've made it so that you can do either the chat AI and voice AI by itself, because not everyone wants the social media stuff, or you can do social media stuff by itself, or if you want to do all of it, that's the whole package.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
nice. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So I'm so glad to meet you.
Me too, Anne. Thank you
Yeah,
so
let's
much.
talk again maybe 6 months and do this again.
Yeah,
Would you mind?
yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, okay, good. I hope you have a great weekend and good luck with
You
your
too.
emails. And yeah, just
Thank
reach
you.
out
Thanks
if
for
you
your
need
time.
anything.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Before you go, I wanted to let you know about the Launch with Guidance, Systems, and Strategies plan. This plan includes 12 weeks of asynchronous coaching with me. You email one question, I send a video response back once a week, and you are backed by the systems and automations within the Harmony Ops CRM for DPC. That means you get automated email sequences, a website chat widget, and voice AI to answer those questions like, do you take my insurance 24/7? You also have automatic social media posting available, website pages, forms, and surveys. And to make this easier for new doctors just getting started out, it's going to still be at the early practice plan price of $99 per 28 days for the first 3 billing cycles, and then it goes to the regular price of $349. And we look at your data every 2 weeks to see how your social media reach is growing, how your responses are doing, and if your messaging needs to be adjusted to help increase your new patient conversions. It's priced intentionally so that early DPC docs and new DPC docs can take advantage. So I can only enroll 5 people a month for this program. So if you're interested in getting coaching, a little hand holding as you launch your DPC, take a look and I would love to see you. That's it for now. And I'll see you on the next episode of DPC Live.
Thank you for listening to DPC Live. If today's conversation inspired you, hit follow, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's ready for change. Remember, wherever you are in the journey, your DPC family has your back. Until next time, keep building a practice and a life that truly fits you. This show is brought to you by DPC Ads and Minutes and Harmony Ops Health, helping independent doctors like you grow and thrive.